Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kelsey Loeb, and I would like to thank you all for considering me to be your next president and for supporting me either in person or as a viewer at home today. Since the start of my political career, I have fought for you all, the people of this great nation whose flag I stand before today. I have fought for the education of our children, the equality of our citizens, and the safety of our streets. I stand here before you all today to say that these issues are my priorities, and they always have been. I'm a politician, but I'm also a person, with the same responsibilities to my family and the same dreams of a better world for my children as you have. With your support, I can make some of those dreams into reality as president. I'm not a planner, I'm a doer, but I do believe that people should make well-informed decisions about who to vote for, and as such, I will lay out my plans for America. That's not the corporate America, or the America where only the top 1% prosper. I dream of the same America that Martin Luther King Jr. spoke of only 53 years ago. An America where everyone is treated as equals and all have access to equal opportunities. I'm going to tell you about those dreams for our country and how I plan to accomplish them as your Commander-in-Chief. Only then will I humbly ask for your vote. Too many Americans are suffering at the hands of gun violence, from loopholes allowing violent criminals and the mentally ill to purchase guns, all the way to assault-style weapons being toted about on our streets. The issue of gun control is one that we cannot afford to wait on. We must act now to protect ourselves and our loved ones from atrocious acts of gun violence. As president, I will strengthen background checks, particularly in gun shows and internet sales. I will take on the gun lobby and revoke the licenses of gun dealers who have broken the law. I will also support legislation that prevents violent criminals such as domestic abusers from purchasing firearms, as well as those on the no-fly list. Lastly, I will work diligently to get military-style weapons off of our streets and back where they belong, only in the hands of trained professionals. Last June, we celebrated a landmark victory for the LGBT community, but there is much more work to be done. The passing of repulsive laws such as HB 2 are pulling us farther and farther away from equality and must be repealed. It is the right of every American to have a safe and inclusive school, workspace, and community to support them. As president, I will fight to support LGBT youth and end so-called conversion therapy, as well as promoting equal rights in our public schools. Also, I will fight for transgender rights by making it easier to legally change one's gender on identification documents and ensure that every American has access to the bathroom and other public spaces that align with their gender identity. I've spent my life as a politician fighting for gender equality, and I'm not stopping now. I'm a feminist, and I always have been. 20% of women in America are the victims of sexual assault while in college, and women in America are 11 times more likely to be murdered by guns than women in other high-income countries. We must strengthen legislation to put rapists and domestic abusers behind bars and provide more support for victims of violence. Women are being treated as second-class citizens. We're paid less than men for equal work and aren't treated to the same standards of health care. Decisions about a woman's health are between her and her doctor, and when I'm president, I will make sure that politics don't interfere with this right. We must expand safe, affordable access to abortion, contraceptives, and other reproductive health care. I stand proudly with Planned Parenthood to make the dream of gender equality into a reality for the people of this great nation, and we're not backing down anytime soon. As this election goes on, I want all of my voters to know that my biggest priority at this moment is to make sure that all of you have access to affordable health care, no matter what type of situation you are in. I believe that health care is something that should be offered to all, and that is why I'm going to make sure that there is at least one free health clinic within 100 miles of each and every one of you. I also support the pro-choice movement. As I mentioned before, every woman should have the choice to do what she thinks is best for her own body. I also want to abolish taxing on feminine products because it is unjust to charge for something that is uncontrollable and applies to over half of our population. Moving forward to become president would mean that I would work hard to provide these freedoms and services across America. Our education system is paving our future America, so I believe that it should be at the top of our list. This means that we have to support teachers and make sure that they are at their best for all students. That is why I'm instituting a new program called Teacher Core. All teachers will be expected to go to classes at least once every 2 months so that they can learn how to think outside the box and encourage creative thinking in students. This will provide prominent progress within our students. Here's the thing. Our current students are like the water that runs through dams. If there is anything restricting them, then they won't have any energy to power our country. As I've gone out to visit you all and seen what your daily life is like, I noticed we all struggle with one thing, and that's bills. Not just any bills, but specifically electrical and energy bills. The bills that we pay so that our children can have a warm home, so that our children can have light to do their homework by. Why do we spend so much money on wasted energy such as leaky pipes, uninsulated walls, and lights left on? When I step foot in that office, I guarantee that I will provide energy and cost-efficient methods which will make it easier to keep our houses warm. Your well-being is on my mind at all times. I will always fight for your comfort and financial safety. You will be able to continuously count on me, I promise. If you make the choice to make me your president, I will make a tremendous effort to improve our immigration policy. Too many immigrants and refugees coming and taking refuge in our country in search of a better life are suffering because of our policies. I will work to increase the regulated numbers of immigrants permitted here. There will be a screening for all immigrants that legally enter our country to ensure our safety. However, this screening will not by any means discriminate by gender, race, or religion. I'll work with my team to reduce the strenuous citizenship policy for those wishing to be a part of our powerful and remarkable country. When I become President of the United States, I will work my hardest to make sure every soul in my country feels safe, and to do so, I will need to address our terrorism issue. I will work to contain these terrorists, seize the cash flow to their associations, and create a line of defense to provide help if needed. I will end all aid towards these various groups. I will work with surrounding countries to alienate them and contain them. I will not let this strong country let small yet powerful associations cause fear and panic. As president, you're forced to make tough decisions. A president's decisions can cause heartbreak in families, devastation, and so many more heart-wrenching emotions. That's why, as president, I will do my best to limit the amount of troops we send overseas. I won't send troops unless it's absolutely necessary. I'm sure you're curious as to how we will address problems around the world if we don't send troops. But my plan is to send aid and money to help surrounding countries build a strong defense to the issues in that region. We won't get involved fully unless we absolutely have to. As my record shows, I'm a public servant, and I care deeply about the people of these great United States. I've laid out my plans to work towards solving issues such as gun control, health care, foreign policy, and racial and gender inequality. As I said earlier, I'm a doer, and when elected, I will prove to each and every one of you all of the things that I can accomplish. Now I stand before you and ask for your vote in this upcoming election. A vote for Lope is a vote for the futures of our children and the safety and equality of our people. Thank you, and God bless America.